And thanks to all the veterans here for your service, especially those traveling from Alabama. We got anybody from Alabama here? We got to get louder than that. Come on. Also, all the veteran service organizations, thanks for what you do. A lot of times your work goes unnoticed. You know, our VA operates the largest healthcare system in the United States and is one of the largest systems in the world. And as a member of these committees, we must ensure our veterans are receiving the best around the world. Now, we have got to get rid of the fraud, and we got to get rid of the waste. I know President Trump's taken a hit from a lot of people, but folks, we're not going to have a country if we don't get this mess all straightened out. We are in trouble. Our veterans are going to be in trouble if we don't get this straightened out. We've got to get it going in the right direction. Commander, you mentioned in your testimony dissatisfaction among veterans with the community care referral process. I, too, am very dissatisfied. I get more calls on that than anybody. We're 60% rural in the state of Alabama, and we have almost 500,000 veterans. The red tape is disastrous. You know, veterans must cut through this red tape, and we need to be provided community care. Would you say your members receive mental health care more frequently through the VA directly or the community care network, Mr. Commander?
For a more complete answer, sir, I'm going to ask Pat.
Okay.
Mr. Murray.
Yeah, and that one, Senator, we'll take for the record and get back to you. We actually don't know the breakdown of the mental health care they receive in the community versus at VA, but we would be more than happy to learn more about that. I believe there's a bill coming up at the Senate Veteran Affairs Committee next week that looks to maybe address that.
Well, Mr. Murray, let me ask you this. If a veteran gets denied community care, what is your advice to these veterans if they get denied community care and are told, hey, you got to drive 3 hours to a VA? What is your advice to them?
My advice would be to urge that if they are eligible for community care based on drive time or wait time access, to press that issue, because that is what the Mission Act put in place.
Exactly.
That is the law. We want VA to adhere to the law. When applicable, community care is incredibly helpful. So if a veteran will receive better care through the community, if instead of driving 3 hours, for example, then yes, we want that to be the case.
Yeah, there's no doubt. In a lot of states, community care is going to have to be a necessity because veterans can't drive for hours and hours. Commander Lippard, in your testimony, you mentioned the importance of veterans having accessible treatments. I've got a bill on the floor, hyperbaric chambers, where veterans can use a hyperbaric chamber. I am being fought at every turn. What is your thought on that?
Thank you very much, Senator. I'm going to send it back to Ms. Fuller.
Thank you.
Senator, as you may have heard me say earlier, we advocate for all alternatives like the hyperbaric oxygen chamber, and which is proven to be effective treatment for traumatic brain injury, PTSD, and tissue regeneration, which can prevent amputations. It is proven very effective, and I would bet you have a good understanding of TBI and CTE as a former football coach.
Exactly.
I mean, so it is effective, and it's something that we will advocate for.
It helps football players. It helps anybody with concussions.
Yes, sir.
And it damn sure would help veterans, and we need to get that done.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
I just would like to add one thing to that, and it's kind of a general for all our conversations this morning. I don't think there's any group of people that appreciates effort more than a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars. Actually, all veterans appreciate effort. But you know, it is achievement that we can celebrate. Until it's done, it ain't done. And we have got to get it done.